Hello students, welcome to part 2, Oscillations. In our first part, we have studied about what is linear SHM, what are the equations for velocity, displacement and acceleration of a linear SHM, and few more important terms such as time period, frequency. Let us study one more important term from this chapter, and that is phase in SHM. Phase means the state of motion of a particle in oscillation at a given instant of time. In a simple way, where the particle is during its motion is defined by the phase in SHM. Phase is denoted by phi and it is measured in terms of an angle. We can plot the displacement, velocity, acceleration graph with respect to time to study the phase in SHM. Let t be the time period of oscillation and small t denotes a time at any instant. T is equals to 0, t by 4, t by 2, 3t by 4, t, 5t by 4, etc. etc. By substituting the value omega is equals to 2 pi by t, one can find out the value of omega t. This is a question for 3 marks. This is an important question. Graphical representation of SHM. Particle executing SHM from mean position. This is the first condition. And second condition, when the particle executes SHM from its extreme position. In our first part, we derived that if the particle is starting its motion from mean position, then its displacement is given by the equation x is equals to a sin omega t. Let us calculate the velocity by formula dx by dt. That is by finding a derivative of displacement, we will get it is a omega cos omega t. Again, if you one more time derive the above equation of v, you will get an acceleration. So acceleration is dv by dt, and which is equals to minus a omega square sin omega t. Remember, in this omega t is a composite function. So again here the equations are written. Now when t is equals to 0, theta, that is omega t, is equals to 0, you can calculate the respective value of displacement, velocity and acceleration by substituting omega t or theta. So for x, when t is equals to 0, omega t is 0 and sin 0 has a 0 value, so x is equals to 0. For velocity, v is equals to a omega cos omega t. Substitute the value of t as 0, so omega t is 0. Then you will get cos a omega cos 0, which is equals to cos 0 is plus 1. So therefore velocity is plus a omega. Sin 0 has a 0 value, therefore acceleration is 0. Similarly, you can substitute the value of t by 4 or a pi by 2 in equation of x, v and a, and then you can calculate the respective values. Now we are going to plot a graph of velocity, acceleration and displacement with respect to t, because displacement, velocity and acceleration are the functions of t. So xt or vt or acceleration against t graph for a mean position are given below. Here, students, here what you have to do, you have to plot each and every value of x for respective value of t. If you plot a value for t is equals to 0, then for that value displacement is 0. From our table, When t is equals to t by 4, the displacement is plus a. So here we have plotted a displacement as plus a. At t by 2, the value of x is 0. So again here the value of x is 0. At 3t by 4, the value of x is minus a, and hence our graph comes below up to a minus a. And for t, again the value is 0, and for 5t by 4 the value is plus a. So in this way you can plot a graph of displacement versus t. To plot a graph of velocity versus t and acceleration versus t, similarly plot all the values and draw a graph. So the nature of the graph will be as shown in the diagram. Let us discuss the conclusion of this graph. The phase difference between displacement and velocity is pi by 2. If you observe the phase difference between displacement and velocity, that is the starting point of displacement and velocity, there is a phase difference of pi by 2. Similarly, there is a phase difference between velocity and acceleration is also pi by 2, and phase difference between displacement and acceleration is pi. How it is pi? So the graph is going in a upper side, while for acceleration the graph is going from a downward side. So there is a phase difference of pi. So these are the characteristics of a graph. Remember students, for writing down the equation, you have half marks. For preparing this table, half marks is given. For a diagram, for plotting of a graph, for 3 each, for 3 you will have a 1.5 marks, and for conclusion half marks is given. So in this way 3 marks are distributed for this question. Here is an assignment for you. Plot the graph of displacement versus t, velocity versus t, and acceleration versus t for a motion of a particle who is starting from extreme position. There is a hint given to you. You can use the following equation as x is equals to a cos omega t, v is equal to minus a omega sin t, and a is equals to minus a omega square cos omega t. So you have to prepare a table and again plot a graph of displacement versus t, velocity versus t, and acceleration versus t. So do your homework. Let us discuss the next important topic, composition of SHM having the same time and frequency along same path. The same derivation we are going to study in superposition of a wave as well as in a chapter of light. So let us consider a two particle who are performing SHM simultaneously, having same time period and frequency along the same path, but they have different amplitude and initial phases. According to the principle of superposition of the resultant, displacement is equal to the vector sum of displacement due to both SHM at that instant. Let us write down the equation for both the SHM. For first SHM, the equation of motion will be x1 is equals to a1 sin omega t plus phi 1. As they are starting its motion from mean position, it is a sin theta. And x2 is equals to a2 sin omega t plus phi 2. Here phi 1 or phi 2 are phases and a1 and a2 are amplitude. By the principle of superposition of waves, the resultant displacement is x1 plus x2. So you can add these two equations. The resultant displacement is equals to x is equals to a1 sin omega t plus phi 1 plus A2 sin omega t plus phi 2. Now you can expand the bracket of sin omega t plus phi 1 and sin omega t plus phi 2 by using the formula of sin A plus B. You know that sin A plus B is equals to sin A cos B plus cos A sin B. So in the same way, you have to expand the formula, expand the brackets, use the formula. Then you will get x is equals to A1 sin omega t cos phi 1, A2 sin omega t cos sin phi 2 plus A2 sin omega t cos phi 2 plus A2 cos omega t sin phi 2. So what you can do? You can take sin omega t common and cos omega t common from the given equation. If you take sin omega t common, then in a bracket it will remain A1 cos phi 1 plus A2 cos phi 2 into sin omega t plus A1 sin phi 2 plus A2 sin phi 2 cos omega t. Let as A1, A2, phi 1, phi 2 are constant, we can combine them in terms of the another constant r and delta as follows. For example, r cos delta is equals to A1 cos phi 1 plus A2 cos phi 2 and r sin delta as A1 sin phi 1 plus A2 sin phi 2. Therefore, our equation of displacement becomes x is equals to r cos delta sin omega t plus r sin delta cos omega t. You can take r common. So in a bracket you will get sin omega t cos delta plus cos omega t sin delta. This is the expansion of sin omega t plus delta. So the equation of resultant SHM becomes x is equals to r sin omega t plus delta. This equation represents SHM having the same frequency and a period produced by superposition of two SHMs. In this equation, r is the resultant amplitude of SHM, while delta is the resultant phase of combined SHM. Let us find out the values of amplitude and delta. To find the value of amplitude, we have equations 1 and 2. You can square and add respective sides of equations 1 and 2. If you square and add respective sides of equation 1 and 2, you will get r square r sin delta bracket square is equals to A1 sin phi 1 plus A2 sin phi 2 bracket square r cos delta bracket square is equals to A1 cos phi 1 plus A2 cos phi 2 bracket square. So add them. R1 square is equals to sin square delta plus cos square delta on left hand side, and on right hand side you will get A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 sin phi 1 into sin phi 2 plus cos phi 1 into cos phi 2. You will get the r square as A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi 1 minus phi 2. The above bracket in the above equation represents the formula of cos A minus B. So the amplitude is, rather the resultant amplitude is given by r is equal to square root of A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos phi 1 minus phi 2. Similarly, you can find out the value of delta by dividing both the equations. If you divide both the equations, only r will get cancelled from left hand side. Sin delta upon cos delta is equals to tan delta. RHS will remain as it is. There will not be any change in RHS. And from the second equation, you can calculate the value of delta as a tan inverse of a1 sin phi 1 plus a2 sin phi 2 upon a1 cos phi 1 plus a2 cos phi 2. By substituting the value of a1 and phi 1, one can easily find out the resultant phase delta. So this is about composition of SHM, the values of R and delta. So let us discuss energy in SHM. Remember students, energy in SHM is an important topic from this chapter. This question can be asked for a 3 marks, or sometime they ask to draw the diagram of energy in SHM for 2 marks. So let us discuss energy in SHM. As the particle is perform its motion, it possesses both the energy, kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So let us consider a particle performing SHM. O is the main position and Mn is the path of SHM. Let x be the displacement from mean position when the particle is at a point P. Small m denotes mass of a particle, omega denotes angular frequency, and A is the amplitude of SHM. Let us find out kinetic energy in SHM. You know that kinetic energy in SHM is a simple thing. You know the formula for kinetic energy, that kinetic energy is equals to half mv square. What is V? V is the velocity, and in SHM, V velocity is given by omega square root of a square minus x square. By simply substituting the value of V, you can calculate the kinetic energy. If you substitute the value of V in the equation of kinetic energy, you will get kinetic energy is equals to half m omega square a square minus x square. You can substitute k is equals to m omega square. So the equation will reduce us to kinetic energy is equals to half k a square minus x square. Let us find out the value of kinetic energy at mean and extreme position. At mean position, x is equals to 0. So kinetic energy is equals to half ka square. And at extreme position, x is equal to plus minus a. So kinetic energy is 0. It means that at mean position, the particle possesses maximum kinetic energy, while at extreme position, the particle possesses minimum kinetic energy. Let us calculate potential energy in SHM. You know that potential energy is equals to work done. Here, F is a restoring force. If the particle is displaced from a small displacement dx, then the work done will be equals to dw. And last year, we studied that work done dw is equals to minus f dx. So total work done you can calculate by integrating this dw. If you take an integration of dw, it is minus f dx. F is a restoring force, so you can substitute the value of restoring force as minus kx. So w is equals to minus kx dx, integration of that. So by simplifying, w is equals to integration of kx dx. K is a constant, so we can take that out of integration, and then the final result will be work done, which is equals to potential energy, is equals to half kx square. So total work done is equals to potential energy. So potential energy is equal to plus half kx square. You can substitute the value of k as m omega square. You will get potential energy as half m omega square x square. Let us find out the value of potential energy at mean and extreme position by substituting x is equals to 0 in the above equation. If x is equals to 0, potential energy is 0. and at extreme position when x is equal to plus minus a, potential energy is half m omega square a square. It means that the value of potential energy is minimum at mean position and it is maximum at extreme position. So total energy is the sum of kinetic energy as well as potential energy. So you can add both the energies to find out the total energy. So total energy is equals to half k a square minus x square. This is kinetic energy and potential energy is half k x square. So you can simplify the equation and then we will get total energy as half k a square. Remember students, total energy of a particle performing SHM is constant. When particle is moving from right extremity to left extremity, its kinetic energy gets converted into potential energy and potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy. So, if you plot a graph of energy versus displacement, as we have seen, its potential energy is minimum at a mean position and it is maximum at a extreme position. Hence, the graph of potential energy is shown by the dotted curve. The graph of kinetic energy is shown by a blue line. We know that kinetic energy is maximum at a main position and it is minimum at its extreme position. So you have to plot this graph. 2 marks are allotted for this graph. So here are the few conversions to find out the total energy. So total energy which we derived the formula is as half k a square. K is equals to m omega square. So you will get another formula. It is equals to half m omega square a square. We know that omega is equals to 2 pi f. So you can substitute the formula. It is half m 2 pi f bracket square a square. Here f is the frequency. So after simplification you will get total energy in terms of frequency is 2 pi square m f square into a square. From these 2-3 equations, we can say that total energy is directly proportional to mass of a particle. Total energy is directly proportional to square of the frequency. Total energy is directly proportional to amplitude of the frequency. So, square of amplitude of frequency. And by substituting the value of f as 1 by t, we can say that total energy is inversely proportional to square of time period of SHM. Sometimes they ask you to derive the value of total energy. Sometimes the question is like this: show that total energy of SHM depends upon mass, frequency, amplitude and time. So according to your question, you have to write down the answer. So this is the important topic. We are going to solve problems based on this energy in SHM, as well as the derivation is also equally important. So here is a one question. In energy of SHM, find the position at which kinetic energy is equals to its potential energy. As we have discussed, during the motion of a particle in SHM, its potential energy gets converted into kinetic energy and kinetic energy gets converted into potential energy. It means that there has to be a certain point where kinetic energy and potential energy are equal. So let us write down the equations for kinetic energy and potential energy. So for kinetic energy, the equation is half